Welcome back to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am the Whiskey Mutant, a.k.a. Eric. Actually, Eric's my real name, but most people just call me Mutant now. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for turning on the, radio to listen to this radio show on the internet. As you can see, I'm by myself again. The Pear Bear's got one more week of paternity leave. Then he should be back right here, right beside me, making me feel warm and cozy as he always did. He's enjoying time with his precious little bundle of joy. New baby, big sister, mom, Perry. Everybody's doing good from what I've heard. I think Perry finally got his bumper fixed. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen him. Hopefully he did. Everybody hit like if you hope he got the bumper fixed. Hit the heart if you want Jesus to keep saving him. I don't really know what that means. Where am I going with this? Facebook, heart if this one thing. Yeah, I hate that stuff. Like this if you want this. Heart this. Whatever. Who cares? It's about as bad as when somebody's dead family member comments on your picture. Deactivate that stuff. Don't let anybody steal your dead family member's Facebook. But you know what else a dead family member might like? Patreon.com. They can go there. We accept all forms of payment, whether you're alive or dead. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. But at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get the pregame chats. You get this episode you're listening to right now, early and uncut. We also do some bonus stuff. Pours from the floor, Sample Irresistible, Pop Chicka Wawa. All the stuff, all the goodness, it's all over on Patreon, patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast. Now, I know last week I did Flying Blind alone. And I thought about doing sips and snacks, but I thought next week when Pear Bear's back, we're probably going to have to pair something. It's getting too close to spooky time to not be pairing stuff. So I'm sure we'll be pairing a lot of things. So I figured let's do one more Flying Blind to kick off this episode. And this Flying Blind is brought to you by Bluegrass Hole, a.k.a. Chris. He is a board member here in Lexington for the Lexington Bourbon Society, and I asked him to put together a little Flying Blind for me. So he did. Follow him on Instagram. Follow Lexington Bourbon Society. Check out all their stuff online. They do a lot of great events. I actually tell you about one that they have coming up, but it's inside this envelope, and I can't open the envelope till I do the blind. So we got 3 blinds right here, A, B, and C. We're going to get into them, see what we got. Get some coasters out. Got my glasses going on. And let's run through these. So, starting with A. Ooh, that reminds me of Wild Turkey. It's kind of got a funky, dusty note on it. Kind of that cherry tobacco on A, the nose. B, the nose, is a little different. A little nutty. Dusty nuts. Dusty peanuts. Kind of an old trail mix nose. Ooh. C is fruity, but dark. Almost like Fruity Pebbles, but in a barrel. It smells like Fruity Pebbles dumped in a bourbon barrel. Whew, these all smell pretty good. I don't know if there's a theme or what. They all smell old. I think A might be my favorite. I don't know, let's see. Oh. If that ain't Dusty Turkey, then I don't know what is. If it isn't, then this tastes like the most Dusty Turkey, non-Dusty Turkey thing I've ever had. Oh, it turns like dark dark grape, dark cherry, like some kind of dark, like fruit cocktail on the end. That's delicious. B. Ooh, B's a little bit sour. Sour like gummies. Yeah, like a sour gummy candy, sour Jolly Rancher. Doesn't taste as old, so I thought maybe all these were Dusties. It doesn't taste as old as I thought. Oh, not bad. Oh my gracious. C tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Tastes like Fruity Pebbles with a hint of cinnamon. Maybe you had a little cinnamon toast crunch that fell into the Fruity Pebbles. Wild tasting note, I know. But use your imagination, please, listener. Just use your imagination. That's the problem right now. Let me go off onto another tangent here. I know I'm in flying blind, but people are always like, those tasting notes are bullshit. Nobody's ever use your imagination every once in a while. If somebody says, this tastes like peanut butter and pickles, okay. Take a break, close your eyes. This is how you do it. You take a break, close your eyes, and think, I've had peanut butter, I've had pickles. Oh, so that's what that kind of tastes like. Yeah, it doesn't mean that the distiller was going for that note, but you can use your imagination. And I guarantee somebody's been sitting in their kitchen doing a blind or something alone, and they got a weird note, and they're like, but they were so scared to put it on the internet. They were like, ooh, somebody's going to call me out. I can't be honest on there. I can't be myself. I got to be fake. Don't be fake. Just say it. Who cares? Either way, and we're back. These are delicious. I thought I liked A more, but I think I like C more. Seymour. Seymour? Who is Seymour? I think these are all old. I think there are 3 different distilleries. And I think they're 100 and under. 100 proof and under. I don't think they're super old. I just think they're dusty. I think they're like 6 to 8 years old. 100 and below. 3 different distilleries. And I will rank them C-A-B altogether. This Fruity Pebble note on C is driving me bonkers, man. Like it's making me feel some sort of way. Wait a second, let me go to A. Yeah, that's got to be Dusty Turkey, but something about C makes me like C more. Okay. See what these are. See how close. I know I feel like I rushed through this, but when you're by yourself, like, I mean, I'm not just going to sit here like doing nothing. All right. ABC reveal. I'm going to show you first. Can you see it? Interesting. So I rank them CAB. In last place for me, B. Old Fitz, bottled in bond, 100 proof, 1989. Oh, see, okay, I see that now. It does kind of have that funky weedy thing now. Let's see. Now, A and C were very close to each other to me. And I flipped them. I honestly thought in my head when I was thinking all 3 different distilleries, I thought obviously A was a Wild Turkey product. And I was leaning towards C being a Buffalo Trace product, like an old, Weller or something like that. Well, we're close. My favorite, Wild Turkey 8-year, 101 proof, Japan export, 1989. And then A, Blanton's 93 proof from 2/20/89. So we got a 1989 blonde. Interesting. I'm glad I saved these. These are delicious. I still stand, looking at it now, I can see that. But I swear I thought A, that Blanton's was a turkey product, and I was thinking C was some sort of like Sazerac. Well, not Sazerac. I mean, some sort of Buffalo Trace, Weller, something like that. So either way. But yeah, that wild turkey, very appropriate for what we're going to be reviewing today. And also wanted to mention the Lexington Bourbon Society. You can go to their website or Facebook for more info, but they are having a social sipper here in Lexington at the Cellar in Lansdowne. And this is going to be the second Wednesday of each month. So the next month, November, the 2nd, you can go there and it's open to the public. I think they do bottle share, and you can find more information about joining the Lexington Bourbon Society. So they do a lot of barrel picks over there. I know Chris, the guy who gave me the blind, he's very much into it. He's a very social person, and he's very kind and very sharing. As you can see, that he shared 3 1989 bottles with me to blind and share with you. So, what have I been drinking recently? Well, just recently went to the pumpkin patch and I had cider. Not just any cider. I had cider from Country Boy Brewing, and let me tell you, I've got to pull the picture up here real fast because I don't really drink a lot of cider, but this one caught my eye. Hard cider from Country Boy, and they call it the Orange Cream Cider. Orange and vanilla complement our juicy cider flavor. Reminds you of your childhood push pop. 6.9% alcohol, and let me tell you, they absolutely nailed it. Absolutely nailed that description. I'm telling you, like, it was so much orange creamsicle. Delicious. So, I don't know. This was at Evans Orchard, and they have their own little like bar there for adults. It was on tap. And I don't know if they can this or if it's just tap. I don't know. Either way, if you enjoy cider or if you don't, I highly recommend Country Boy's Orange Cream Cider. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Anything else of note? No, I don't think so. Nothing really sticks out. So what have you been drinking? Leave a comment below. Tell us, what have you been drinking lately? I don't know if we ever ask you that. Do we?
Eric, we got a review this week. I'm really excited to get into.
What? I thought I was doing this episode.
Surprise, everybody!
You're not supposed to be the person I was supposed to. I got a Zoom link that's like, I'm going to join the show, and it's Perry.
I'm back a week early for the review because I couldn't pass up a little bit of content. It was
numbers. He's just got to be all over the place.
Look, this is not about the numbers. This is a
special bottle.
2 things. 1, this is a special bottle. 2, it has killed me to have to edit and not be a part of this podcast.
Oh, I know you've been
past
fiending.
Few weeks. It has absolutely killed me. But I want to say thank you, Eric, so much for keeping the show going, for just maintaining this is My Bourbon podcast for the past few weeks, because it has been absolutely spectacular. Like, and this is not me blowing smoke, I promise. I have enjoyed every second that you have done while I've been gone. And it's been enjoyable to be a listener of the show for once, and not just like the creator of the show. So I really have enjoyed it, and I thank you for doing this.
Of course.
But I'm so ready to be back. But we got this bottle, the Wild Turkey 70th anniversary Jimmy Russell, the 8-year 101 bottle. And Eric and I both got this within about 48 hours of each other. I told him I was anxiously awaiting opening it. I said I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks until I get back on the podcast to open it. He said, "There's no way that you're going to wait 2 weeks to open this bottle."
No, I knew. I was like, "There's no way." But this was a bottle that I was like, I ain't let him do this without me.
No. And so Eric said, "I'm going to find a bottle." And you did, basically. You ordered one from Total Wine, and you picked it up. And we cracked these together, but separate, basically.
Through text.
Over text, like at the same time.
People can talk all they want about sexting, but when you
no,
this
was a much more intimate experience than sexting ever will be.
I mean,
it was pop chicka wow wow over text.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do when you got to be quiet. When you got to be sneaky.
Anyway, let's get to this review real quick. It's the middle of the workday.
Lunchtime review. Lunchtime review.
I also grabbed regular 101.
Well, you don't know this yet because I just did Flying Blind. And in this Flying Blind was an 8-year Wild Turkey 101.
No kidding, really?
From 1989.
Oh, snap!
Yes. So I have a little bit of that left in my glass, and I will compare it, but I will also save you the rest of this sample. So
okay. Oh, holy
from Japan.
Moly. Who sent that?
Chris Havens.
Dadgum, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, he put together Flying Blind this week. I did a little, you'll hear it. We did a little shout out to Lexington Bourbon Society, and they're having some social sippers to get people involved for the public. So, that I would be repeating myself, but that's what I did.
Sure. So I think most people are familiar with this bottle, at least some of the stuff on the back end, but Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary of working with Wild Turkey is this year. Yes, he did start in 1954. He has been working there for 70 straight years. Dang. Crazy. This is, I believe, 8 and 9 years old, primarily in the blend. $50 a bottle. It's getting what they're calling a wide release, even though it is still going to be for a limited time. It's not going to be out forever. But it is going to receive a wider distribution than something like Master's Keep or Russell's 15. Speaking of Russell's 15, we are going to have a review of that in the coming weeks. If you see this table back here, it's got, I would say, maybe a dozen bottles on it that have amassed since I've been gone. We got a lot of stuff to do. When I get back. The first episode back, this is spoilers for the first episode when I get back. We're doing 3 reviews.
Trying to kill me.
It is hitter after hitter after hitter. Or I hope it will be. But Russell's 13 is going to be in that.
15 or 13?
15.
15.
Did I say 13?
Yeah.
I meant to say 15. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought I was like 13 and 15. You got
No. Russell's 15 is going to be in that. I apologize. Yeah, we got the 15 in there, and we've got 2 other bottles that I'm not going to talk about yet because
okay. Keep me waiting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, let's get into this. I'm gonna take a sip just of the regular 101 to acclimate my palate to, because I haven't had anything to drink yet today. Oh, virtual cheers. Cheers. Ding ding ding. I miss you. I'm sorry that we're doing this remotely.
It's
but
okay. It's fun. Lunchtime review. Oh, this is just 101. Regular 101.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a sip of something so I could get my palate
Well, now I look like an idiot cheersing the wrong thing. We'll just have to cheers again.
We can do that. Nice. Spicy, bold. It's just Turkey 101. Jimmy's been there for 70 years for a reason. Can't be mad about it.
How long's Perry Russell been there?
I want to say 68 years.
Yeah, I thought so. 69?
We also, we were talking about these over text.
There it is.
Too. This little 100 mil flask of Turkey 101 from 2010. It's got the old
crazy
Austin
to think
Nichols.
that's 14 years ago.
That's wild. It's crazy. That's when I met my wife in high school. It's when I started dating my wife in high school.
People were just pocketing those little turkeys around, sneaking them in places.
The dude that I bought this off of, he said that he was in college when he bought these. He had 9 cases of these. Okay. He went down to Tampa to help his sister kind of move stuff around because of the Hurricane Milton and everything. And he had a storage unit down there. He was like, well, I'll kind of see what bourbon I have. And he found all of these cases.
9 cases?
9 cases of these 100 mil flasks of Turkey 101. And, this was back when people weren't thinking about, collecting it or anything. So, he was mixing and shooting and doing all that with these bottles. But anyway, yeah, he put it up on Facebook and he sold every single case.
Dang.
And I only bought a couple of them, but you've got one too. So.
Oh.
Did you think I was going to come back from my hiatus without something for you?
But I ain't going to ask. I was just hoping.
All right, moving on to the actual.
All right, now we cheers.
Actual pour. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Brother.
I've missed you. I've missed this podcast. I've missed you, all the listeners.
But congratulations.
Thank you. There's such like an immediate, distinct difference between the two of them.
Oh yeah. Even smelling the 89 101, like so different. Now we purposely didn't go into too much detail on what we thought of this because we both knew we were going to eventually talk about it. So I'm trying to treat this as just a new experience. The bottle's been open for a few days.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it may be different from the old one that I just had, but it still smells special, like it's older.
Absolutely.
Like, there's so many different like dusty turkey profiles. Like you can tell they all have the same kind of backbone, but they may branch out to different things. And this has that very backbone of wild turkey in it. And I would never, if I was just taking a guess first time, I would never think this was, bottled in 2024.
No, and I have the benefit of just having had this 2010 Turkey 101 too. It's got that like old, what were the old tanks that they used to use? Because they switched over to the stainless steel fermentation vats.
I have no idea.
I can't remember. Somebody's screaming at their iPhone.
Somebody's screaming at their XM radio right now.
No, we're not on XM radio.
Oh.
Yet.
My bad.
Wouldn't that be something, though, if the
Sirius
podcast was
radio.
on XM? Yeah.
Right after Howard Stern.
Let's get you up. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
It smells delicious, man. It smells.
It does. Cypress tanks. That's what they were.
Cypress Hill.
But it does have that quality of like it was from a bygone era. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm
There we go.
thirsty.
Yeah. It's just relaxing, man.
It is. It's so much richer.
It's thick. It's so
It is.
coating. Like, and you can see the legs on your glass and stuff too. Like, it's just what you love about Wild Turkey 101, but fancied. Like, you know, it's got a haircut. It's got a fresh drip. Like, it's taking that rough, like,
Shine to shoes.
yeah, it's taking, like you've mentioned before, the every man's bourbon, Wild Turkey 101. If you like Wild Turkey 101 and because you enjoy the profile, or you like it because it's got like a little spice and it tastes like you're drinking like hard liquor, like, it's for everybody. The every man's bourbon. This one, it's like, all right, we're going to take you. You like stuff a little rough, but we're going to shine your shoes. We're going to give you a haircut, and you're going to go on a date with a lovely lady because you need to straighten up. And this is like date approved Wild Turkey 101. Like, it's just handsome. It's so like that cinnamon cherry smoky note, but like, just relaxing. It's not trying to like make you take a shot of Wild Turkey, you know?
Yeah. There is depth of character to it that really feels like, even though the price point doesn't necessarily match it, it really does feel like there is a limited edition quality to it. And I mean, it is. It's an LE product, but just not in like, you know, it's not coming in a box. It's not got a bag. It's not
$350.
Yeah, it's not being held for a raffle or anything. I don't think, even though, you know, we both had to get ours at Total Wine. Liquor Barn, for whatever reason, hasn't put theirs out yet. I'm hoping that they're not doing theirs at a raffle.
I don't know. Ernie's only got like 5 bottles.
Yeah, Jackson's didn't get many either.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And it sold out. Gone. It sold out in minutes. So, but regardless, this is only the 3rd time that I've had this. I mean, I am savoring.
Yeah,
this bottle,
and this is the 2nd time, and it was that same feeling of like, man, this is Turkey 101, but this is definitely like the rounded out version. Like, it took a little extra time to it. And just going by like the first couple of like pours I've had of this, like, you're right. Like, this could go toe to toe with some of the Master's Keeps.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those, I mean, you know, we've got Master's Keeps that are just like 10 years old, just like a year or two older than this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy. Once again, we get into this price talk. But you know what? This price is awesome. Like,
the price is great.
The price is awesome. They could have easily made this more expensive, and, you know, it would have still been worth it even more. But like, this is just, it's almost like a gift to all of us for, you know, enjoying Wild Turkey.
Well, the collectability factor of it too, from a price standpoint, just being able to think about, like, I could buy a couple of these to drink and still afford to have one to hold back, you know, for 20 years, 30 years down the line, when we're celebrating, you know, whatever the next anniversary is for Jimmy. You know, I've got other bottles that I've talked about this on the podcast before. I've got other bottles that I'll be breaking open when another thing happens with Jimmy. The man's 90 years old. Like, it's not too far off, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
When he starts his OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. When he goes behind a paywall.
Yeah, we'll
And
pop something open then.
when he pops something open,
Yeah,
and we learn about Perry and his Russells.
yeah. That time.
Anyway, but yeah, I just appreciate that there is something, within the context of turkey being, this every man's pour. The price point does not go above really that feeling either. But beyond that, I mean, this is just a very well-balanced, well-rounded, sweet but not too sweet, good spice level. The finish is really keeping me going back for another sip and another sip and
finish,
another sip. It's just a spectacular bourbon. And I don't like to get too excited for things in a way that like I'll be let down by the time that they come out. This absolutely lived up to expectations, though, for me. I was thrilled by how this hit everything that I was hoping it would be when we cracked into it.
It's so good.
Yeah. Nose, palate, finish, and price.
Let's do it.
Our review system on the podcast, with each category being out of 5 and a final score out of 20. Eric, what are you giving the nose here on the Wild Turkey 70th anniversary for Jimmy Russell?
4.5. I think, honestly, price, I'll just say it, price and nose are out of this world for this. I want to smell this all day. Like, I'll get into my other points, but like, I don't know. I love the nose. I think that's my favorite part of this is the nose.
I'll give the nose a 4. I agree that it's very inviting. I'm very excited to take a little bit of a deeper dive after taking a nice big whiff of it. But that's not where I'm the most excited about it. I think the palate pushes it a little bit further. The palate's a 4.5 for me.
Oh, okay.
It is everything that I love, about Turkey 101, pushed a little bit further.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bolder, it's spicier, it's balanced. It's more balanced with a little bit of, sweetness too. There was a note that you and I both said when we first tried it, which was buttered biscuits.
Butter biscuits.
And that's not something that we normally get with turkey either. But that note is such a revelation for me that it just really kicked things up a notch.
Yeah,
I think on the palate. What do you think about the finish though? Oh, sorry. What did you think about the palate? I didn't.
My palate was.
I'm rusty. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Not every one of us are podcasters these days. Palate for me, I lean more towards a 4. Like I kind of go
sure.
It's classic turkey, so I'm not going to sit here like you said. There's this buttery note, and I think a majority of the butteriness to me is the feel. Like it's just got an amazing coating and mouthfeel. And I think that's the step up from regular wild turkey is it feels good in your mouth. Take that how you want. It does. It's thick, it's rich, it's buttery. And I love that. I don't think it adds a ton of extra flavor. It's not like you're getting all these things, but the feel to me is what pushes it to a 4. Like if it it's close to that classic turkey profile and all that, but that feel, man, I push it to a 4. And then the finish to me is a 4 as well. I think it has the finish that regular Wild Turkey 101 lacks. It's a smooth finish.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a smooth finish. I do get more of the biscuit note on the finish. I think it's there just long enough to be good. Maybe I would like it to be just a tad bit longer to make it go up to like a 4.5 or a 5, but a 4, it's a lovely finish and what I think Wild Turkey 101 lacks.
I completely agree with you. I'm a 4 as well on the finish. So you were given a 4.5 on the price?
I think a 5, honestly.
Yeah, it's
I was
a
going
5.
back
I
and
mean,
the more I talked about it, the more I was like, you know what? This is only $50. Like, this is a 5 all day. I can't even get a Russell's Reserve single barrel for less than like $80-$90 anymore. Like,
no,
and they're 9 years old. Most of them are 9 now, 8-9 years old. So I was leaning 4.5, but as it went on, I was like, I can't say that. This is a 5. This is a 5 all day long on price. This is a delicious $50 bottle. Like, you can't beat it for $50.
And I mean, again, like going back to the like limited edition ness of this as well. Yeah, $50 is incredible. This is a pretty wide release too. It's going to be easier for people to get this than any number of your releases from Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, on down the line, Beams as well in some capacity. But yeah, man, I couldn't have asked for a better price point in this capacity. It's got to be a 5 for me.
Yeah. I think I'm a 17.5 out of 20.
I think I might be an 18.5. Let me do the math real quick. It's an 8. So 13 point. Yeah, I'm at an 18.5. So, I mean, what were you expecting with this bottle? It's just. It was just going to be magic. The only way that this could have failed for us is if it came out and it just tasted like sawdust. Like truly,
Or if it was just straight up Wild Turkey 101. Like if you're like,
exactly.
Okay,
like if there was nothing in it, nothing special about
it.
If
we paid $50 for Wild Turkey 101, we'd be like, okay, come on, Jimmy. You troll.
Come on.
I'm mad at you, Jimmy.
I'm mad at you.
Why would you do this, trickster?
But this is, I mean, I'm excited to pick up another one and probably another one after that too.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of the matter, But all that being said, though, I'm gonna get out of here so that you can finish up the rest of the episode, and I'm excited. I'll be back in full next week.
Full Monty.
I'll be streaming again the day after this episode comes out. So back in the full swing of things with Tim Bip stuff. Eric, I love you so much, buddy.
How do I get out of Zoom now to record?
I'll get out. I'll get us out of here. Don't worry about it.
I don't know how to do this part.
That's okay. Just breathe. Just take a deep breath.
Cut it off. Cut it. I can't.
I'm trying. Nothing's working.
Oh. Made it out of Zoom land, okay? Took me forever. I was scared to death. It's like freaking like poltergeist in there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, glad to see the Pear Bear back join us for a little bit. Gave you a little tease, a little taste, a little, you want some more. So you got to tune in next week to get more Pear Bear. But until then, you got me for the rest of the show. High Proof Hot Takes. Said a little bit on Patreon, I believe, or did I have to cut it? No, I did. People who do one thing, but actually their coworkers say to do the other thing, blah, blah, blah. Everybody just do your job the same way so nobody's confused. And then when the person that gets confused, don't get mad at them and act like it's their fault. Your coworkers were the one that were doing it. So, be consistent is all I'm saying. Be consistent and don't get mad at people if there's inconsistency, because we don't know that you can't do certain things just because somebody else let somebody do it. Either way, be consistent. Tips and bits. Part of the show where we recommend something, talk about something. Doesn't have to be whiskey related. It can do anything we're watching, listening to, reading. So I got a little bit of a listen and watch recommendation for you, especially since it's spooky time. It's not really that spooky. It's not Halloween related, but I got a new favorite podcast other than this one and my Disney podcast, and from a band. Actually, a goblin. Did you know that goblins have their own podcast now? Especially one named John Goblin, the Right Now podcast. He is a full-blown goblin, like green ears, hair. He's a goblin. He hosts the Right Now podcast, and he is a member of Necrogoblicon. That is a band, a metal band who sing about goblins and people dying and stuff, and they rule. Now, John is the goblin in the band. He doesn't actually sing. He is like a hype man. He keeps the band in line. He's on stage with them. He's chatting up the fans. He is part of the band, but he doesn't have to really sing or play an instrument just because his presence is so powerful. So the real John Goblicon on Instagram, and follow his podcast on YouTube, the Right Now podcast. So far, they've had 3 episodes. I think the next one is getting ready to be released. He had Andrew Santino on there, Pete Holmes, and then some of the guys from Broken Lizard or Super Troopers or Club Dread. Those guys, it's hilarious. I honestly recommend it. I didn't know the type of humor goblins had. But it's very, very much the same type that we have. Kind of mix of dry dad humor, but you can get a little crazy. So check out Necrogoblicon and John, the real Goblicon, on Instagram and all that stuff. I think that's it. That's an episode. If you want to go talk to some more goblins and trolls, you can go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. But at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get this episode uncut and early. And then you get the pregame chats, and you get the bonus episodes of Pours from the Floor, Sampler Irresistible, and Pop Chicka Wawa. And you get access to the Discord, where you can talk to many basement goblins and trolls. There's tons of them on there. It's a thing. We try to weed them out, but they just keep coming back. So anyway, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. If you want to get some merch, you can go to bourbonshop.threadless.com. Perry puts all the designs up there. If you want to send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. We'll read your email. You want us to answer a question, we'll reply back to you on there. If you want to send us a voicemail or a text message, you can call or dial 855-3. You can be part of the show. If you want to send us a package, some samples, some snacks, a bottle to review, you can send that to P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522. You can also follow us on all social media. You can follow the show as a whole at My Bourbon Pod. You can follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You can follow Perry at PRitter1792. I also do a Disney podcast right now with my wife. It's a small Disney podcast. We're on Instagram as well. You can check out that. You can check out this show on YouTube. We put all the video versions of the episodes on there. Perry goes live every Thursday night, which he will start doing again. And then we need you to like, comment, subscribe, rate the show, do all the things, tell people about us. Just love us. We just need love. That's all we need. We just need a little love every once in a while. So that would be really nice of you, just to love us. Take some time out of your day, think about us, send us good vibes, and then, share the show. with your friends so they can love us too. I think that's an episode. I'm starting to ramble. Like Perry said earlier, we'll see him next week. You'll see me next week. But until then, I'm Eric, Whiskey Mutant, and this is my Bourbon Podcast.